Okay, so this is a walk around of my 86 GTE Quattro. I'll try and cover just about everything. We'll start with the worst of it, or what I consider the worst, which is the rear of the bodywork, which got repaired a few years ago. You can see it wasn't very good. Sorry if that's out of focus. And then it gets worse over here. There's actually a hole through there. I don't know if you can see, it's bubbling up here. Basically this needs redoing again. Onto the boot. Let's open the boot. Okay, so it used to leak up around here, which has been repaired last year. And here as well. So those 2 points have been repaired. I have to ignore the stereo. And then down here gives you a better idea of the bodywork that needs doing on the back. I have to excuse the state of it. I haven't washed it. I've just literally pulled the cover off it. This black here is just where it needs washing. Autoplast rear louvers. You can't get the louvers anymore, but you can still get the fitting kits. Again, the rear arch, and on top of there, I don't know how clear that is. Other than that, it's not too bad. The Azevs are straight. They're dirty at the moment. The lips were polished when I got them, which need doing again. I think the lacquer started peeling pretty much straight away. But they do look nice. They've got the proper spigots in there as well. The calipers aren't that old. Grilled and grooved discs. Again, they just look dirty because they've been sat here. The tyres are fairly new, but they're only Nankangs. Okay, inside needs a clean. The door covers I've done, which is only a case of this is original. Obviously all the fixtures are original and I just recovered these bits, but again, they want redoing, but when I did it, it was just a case to see how it looked. Again, same on the fronts. They look alright from a distance. The steering wheel was new last year, as were the covers for the gear lever and for the handbrake. The seats are Sparco. No rips in them. There's a slight bit of discoloration on the passenger one, but I'll show you that as I go around. That there is the Turbo Smart boost controller. That lights up amber. The ashtray is out just for switch gear at the moment. The diff locks, that all lights up. Alpine head unit, and then into a Alpine graphic equalizer. Dashboard's all good. They don't tend to suffer with dashboard problems, these cars. The sunroof, it all works. It doesn't leak, but again, I mean, it's all right for its age. I'll take you around the front where most of the recent work is. These vents are new last year. I don't know if you can see here, but there's some cracks here where they were moulded into the steel bonnet, and here So I'm going to take it back to the body shop and see if they can improve it. Other than that, that's the original bonnet. That's a Votex front spoiler. And behind there is the front mount intercooler. It's a fog light front bumper, but the fog lights are now the indicators, because the original quad lights would have had indicators on here. These were homemade. I made these surrounds. Again, they could be improved upon, but at the time it was just to get it all functional. I'll try and lift the bonnet with one hand. Okay, so that's the 18T. It's an AEB engine code. Okay, let me go through some of these parts. This is a brake balance thingy. Not quite sure what the true name is for it. That was replaced 2 years ago. That was ordered from Germany, but they have a habit of going rusty pretty quick. Not sure what these holes were ever for, but that's just surface rust there. This wing was originally red, which got repainted a couple of years ago. The paintwork on the wing is good. It's just under the bonnet. It's touching up a bit. The turbo is, I want to say 2 years old, which is a genuine KO4 for a longitudinal application. You can order these special order. They were never fitted to a Volkswagen. Again, that's just surface rust where the vents from the bonnet, obviously just rainwater pours in, which is why it lives under a cover now. All of this exhaust system was custom made for the car. It cost me about £900, which is all stainless, except for the flanges, which are mild steel. That there is a turbo smart boost controller, the manual one, which is currently running the boost. Under there is a Forge Motorsport actuator for the turbo. That is way better than any stock one. There's no rust to speak of. Currently the radiator is out. Some fans there. There's a Forge blow-off valve. This is the wiring loom for the 18T. At the moment it's open just for problem solving, any problems we had. We never really had any problems, but we just never kind of closed it up finally. There is a mixture of the original wiring and 1.8T wiring, which is why it's a mess. To be fair, a lot of it can be cut out now, but I was a bit reluctant to cut it all out until I found something I needed. 4-bar fuel pressure regulator, BEX injectors. Cambout was done when this engine went in. Again, 2-3 years ago. It's only done probably about 12,000 miles. Forgot to mention, commonplace for the B2 Audis. Bottom of the windscreen pillars, it's just starting to go through now. Windscreen's good though. Probably get a new one put in though. The paint's not good on the Votex front spoiler. You can see here it's cracking, but it's only where the spoiler is flexed and the paint hasn't. That was painted a couple of years ago. This bit of trim is missing currently, but I do have it. The body shop for it, I lost it when the arches got done a couple of years ago, but I ended up finding it. But again, the arches just aren't good. They're done badly. But I've seen worse. Again, the Azevs just want the rims redoing, the outer lips redoing really. The rubbing strips are starting to show their age now. You can get hold of these things. But otherwise it's pretty straight on the bodywork. Lack of peel on this side rear quarter. Not sure if it ever should have been lacquered in the first place, but I think it had a rear end respray years before I got it. The tail lights are custom autocraft. These need a bit of straightening out, but that's easy. I can do that. Bit of bodywork here as well. Try and get you in the passenger side. One thing I forgot to show you on the driver's side is the door hinges have been done. Common for the sunroof models. They all rot out here. So this was done last year with the bonnet on both sides. There's some more wiring here. The clocks are currently plugged in because there's a tacho adapter to run the original tacho up on the original clocks. But for some reason when you unplug these clocks, it stops working. So somewhere we've got to work out just which two wires to connect. And then the clocks can come out, and a lot of this can be tidied up and just put behind the glove box. The glove box I've still got, but it's just currently out. Just while we problem solve. I mentioned some coloration, or colour I don't know what you call it. Just colour's not quite right on this seat. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. They were like them when I got them. Not quite. I've never treated them, so I don't know if you could put something on them just to. It only seems to be on that thing. My plan was to get maybe a German flag kind of etched in there, but I never got around to that. I'll try and show you underneath the car now. Okay, I don't know what we're going to be able to see. The custom autocraft exhaust. That's full stainless all the way to the cylinder head now, really. Showing its age under here a little bit. A lot of this was repaired before I got the car. Let's go see what we can see down the sides. Probably can't see a huge amount. So there you go.